Hello, TV and movie fans, and welcome to today's episode of the Cinema Gold Show, brought to you by the Highwire Media Network. And of course, like we do every Wednesday, we're back with Pawnee Chronicles, a look back of Parks and Rec. This week we are on Season 6, and before we dive into today's review of Season 6, go hit that subscribe button down below. You know, that shiny subscribe button right down there? Hit it, come on, hit it right there. Don't forget to hit that bell notification button, be notified of future videos, and of course, you can find us on all major social media platforms. Just search the Cinema Gold Show. And with that, we dive into today's episode. So here I am, still chasing the highs of Parks' pitch perfect season finale, reflecting on all of the funny, wonderful moments, along with the game-changing time jump, while having to somehow discuss the entire season, which I will say right at the top here, began and ended magnificently. But I'd be remiss if I didn't admit that things got a bit repetitive and chewy in the middle, particularly when it came to Leslie having to go to battle with the numbskull citizenry of her hometown. Because there was a point in the midst of Season 6, particularly around the wall and new slogan, when it just felt like the show was running the same play over and over, and it all started to feel like a bummer. Nothing Leslie did could sway the popular opinion that she was an irresponsible power abuser, and for every step she took forward, she got pushed back several. Not only did she fail to conquer the recall vote, but the Pawnee-Eagleton merger was in jeopardy of collapsing due to her cartoonish ignorance. Yes, an argument can be made that a hero needs to fail before they can rise, but that's not my gripe. My issues were with the fact that the show seemed to be giving us Leslie stories all based on the same blueprint. And there was a consensus out there that, yes, the show is good, but maybe it's not as great as it once was, and we all just agreed to write off some of the lesser episodes as being a byproduct of a show in its 6th season. Even the mid-season heartstring event, Anne and Chris' exit from the series, was more of a signal of the show aging than anything else. Also, Chris Pratt's absence early on, due to him filming Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, proved how integral Andy, despite filling the role of the lovable moron, is to the series. Now let's discuss what did work here in Season 6, because despite the occasional dip, there was some top-shelf Parks going on. Ron's quickie marriage and newborn son were great, as was Andy's fluke entry into the world of children's entertainers as Johnny Karate. Ben's Cone of Dunshire made for a wonderful mid-season nerd out, as was the time he spent drunk with Ron in Flu Season 2, and his day living out Leslie's assorted gift activities with Larry and anniversaries. Also, anytime Ben gets super into the 90s pop rock music scene is incredible, as he did in Prom. Season 6 also upped the show's guest stars with the likes of Henry Winkler, Keegan-Michael Key, Heidi Klum, Michelle Obama, and Eagleton doppelgangers Sam Elliott and Kristen Bell. Of the lot, only Bill Eichner's loud and emotional frazzled Craig made it into the actual Parks team, to return next season it appears. Sure, guest stars can be a crutch, but Parks integrates everyone so well into the tapestry of the show that it's always a joy. This being Season 6, however, the show wasn't shy about digging into the old sitcom bag of tricks. Triplets, vacations to London, Paris, the whole doppelgangers deal. They're all premises that have been done many times over the years on more traditional TV comedies. But I don't fault Parks for resorting to these tropes, because the writing is still so good that the characters can pull them off with little resemblance to past cliches. John's quest for privacy and usual abhorrence for technology felt a little bit over the top at the start of the season, but it was still funny, and possibly necessary in order to show how much he'd changed by the end of the season, becoming a loving family man complete with an emergency cell phone. Meanwhile, it was just a matter of time before one of Tom's ideas stuck, but I assume the writers needed to know the end was near before they had him find actual entrepreneurial success. Hence the sabotage of Tommy's closet and the eventual rise toward the end of Tom's Bistro. With Season 7 most likely being the last, the end of Season 6 finally moved some characters up and out of their individual professional ruts. The time jump showed us Leslie and Ben with new careers, or in the very least, Ben in a tux, and in a way it could have almost served as a season finale, if not of course for the few dangling threads. Where was Tom? Ron? What was Ben's big moment? I'm not sure if the occasional Leslie versus Jam lags should be chalked up to the 6th season stretch or turned into an argument for shorter network seasons, but what I do know is that when Parks is on fire, it really cooks. It just needs all the right ingredients. It needed Andy as much as it didn't need Chris and Ann. In fact, the moment they left, as dear as they'd become to us, the comedy took an upswing. Perhaps because so many of the episodes leading up to their departure involved the two of them and their own side story. The Pawnee-Eagleton merger gave us a few seasonal dips, but also the wonderful Unity concert and all of its hilarious side stories. And by the end, everyone in the finale was having such a great time that JM's schemes became an instant non-issue. So, in the comment section below, let me know what you thought of Parks and Rec Season 6. Were you sad to see Rashida Jones and leave the show? Let me know. Now, before we leave for good, we'd like to remind you, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Just search Cinema Gold Show. Of course, if you want to financially support us, you can buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/cinemagold. Your support, no matter how big or small it is, goes right back into the channel and helps us grow our channel, bring in new hosts, be able to pay them, upgrade our equipment, and hopefully one day take this show on the road. We'd really love to feature episodes from San Diego Comic-Con, New York, LA, other major events, and your support can help make that happen. And with that, we'd like to thank you so much for watching and listening. We'll see you next time.